Welcome everybody to Monday Night Raw. We're live here in San Diego, California. Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob, and we're coming off of a sensational Money in the Bank pay-per-view where two superstars were able to climb the ladder and grab the briefcase. If you missed it, I recommend you go check it out before this video gets underway. The link is in the description below as well as at the end of this video. But I hope you guys are enjoying the content. If you are, make sure you drop that like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more Universe Mode content. Let's take a look at the Raw card for tonight. First, we got Carmella going up against Dana Brooke one-on-one. Then Akira Tozawa and R-Truth are going to team up to face Alpha Academy. Ezekiel, Raw's newest superstar, will face Veer Mahaan one-on-one. The Street Profits versus Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz in tag action. Santos Escobar versus Dominic Mysterio. And then Alexa Bliss versus Miss Money in the Bank Becky Lynch. And our main event, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin versus the Dirty Dogs for the Raw Tag Team Championships. More on that later. Carmella got the win over Dana Brooke. Alpha Academy is victorious, as well as Ezekiel racking up another victory in his short tenure. And the Street Profits were able to prevail over Cruz and Aziz. Now time for Santos Escobar versus Dominic Mysterio. Now, Santos Escobar makes his way to the ring. It didn't prove long to see where Santos Escobar's real motives were. Arrived to Raw last month, said he was going to form an alliance with Rey Mysterio, but as we saw after last week, that was far from the truth. Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio in tag action for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Actually, they were unsuccessful that night, and Santos Escobar drove the knife into the back of Rey Mysterio after the match, attacked the masked luchador, showing his true colors. And now Santos Escobar got run off by Dominic Mysterio, is who he will face tonight, trying to get some revenge for his father. But Santos looking to make a statement on Raw at the expense at the Mysterio family. And he's got another chance for tonight as he takes on Dominic in one-on-one action. As here comes the hometown kid, live right here from San Diego, California, born here. It is Dominic Mysterio. Man, we haven't seen in months. We actually haven't seen Mysterio, Dominic that is, since WrestleMania. He had been training at home, as his dad Ray was saying, but Dominic was in the building last week, it seems, and thank goodness he was. He was able to stop the post-match beatdown from Santos Escobar, save his father, and now he wants revenge here tonight as he gets to take on Santos Escobar in one-on-one action. Dominic's first match here on Raw in months, so we'll have to see if a little bit of ring rust might play into this contest. But it looks like Dominic is ready to go for this one. Live in his hometown. You can see the crowd happy to see Dominic, cheering on the hometown kid as he takes on the veteran and Santos Escobar. First premier matchup of the evening. It is Santos Escobar versus Dominic Mysterio, and we are underway live here Monday Night Raw. As they go center of the ring, Santos Escobar with the early start will get a hold of Dominic. Santos Escobar, a very accomplished performer down in NXT, former Cruiserweight champion down there, as well as just very, very prominent in Mexico before he got to NXT. Santos Escobar has been around the block. Despite being new to the Raw roster, he has a lot of experience that Dominic's going to have to overcome, but that's something that Dominic has had to overcome a lot in his career. Dominic's still very new to the WWE. He's only been around here for 2 years. He's already been SmackDown Tag Team Champion with his father. He's accomplished quite a bit in his short WWE career, but Santos Escobar right now applying the armbar, like we said earlier, trying to make a name for himself at the Mysterio's expense, it seems. And right now he's got a hold of Dominic, tries to drag him closer to the center of the ring. He's actually going to go for a quick pinfall here. And Dominic with a quick kick out. Santos Escobar, former leader of Legado del Fantasma. They are not here with him on Raw. They did make an appearance his first night on Monday Night Raw, but both Wild and Toro are still down in NXT, so they will not be making the move up to the Raw permanently. So Santos is going to go at it alone as there's a nice back suplex there on Dominic Mysterio. Then just continues to stomp. So this one right now has been all Santos in the early going of this contest. Whereas to say that Dominic's going to sweep the leg and look to get right back in this one. Hope you guys enjoyed Money in the Bank a couple of days ago on the premiere. Had a great time with it. If you haven't watched it again, I recommend you checking out. A lot of action, but we are continuing now. The Road to SummerSlam is the next pay-per-view. The second biggest event in our calendar year as we start the process there. Right now, Mysterio with a half Boston Crab on Santos, but Santos will slip out the back door. And now he's going to take down Dominic and continues to wear away on the younger competitor in this one. But Dominic has plenty of heart. Got to get back in this one, though, as Santos gets him back to his feet. Hits a nice suplex there. Santos looked very good in this contest. And now a drop kick to the back of Dominic. Dominic also doesn't have Rey at ringside for this one. Rey is currently recovering from that attack last week at the hands of Santos. As now Escobar continues to work away on the arm of Dominic. Mysterio now just playing to the boos from the crowd. Got a mixed response in his early part of Raw last month, but now it is all boos coming from the San Diego crowd. As he gets Dominic back to his feet. He's got a hold of Mysterio, ducks under. Now from behind, he's going to hit a nice back suplex again, a high archer. And Escobar holds on to the waist lock and follows it up with a German suplex. He's going to keep the hold applied, spin Dominic around, and hit this time with a vertical suplex. So a very interesting take on the 3 suplex. Now he's going to go for a pinfall here. Is this enough to put away Dominic? Gets 1, gets 2, but Mysterio still stays alive in this contest. As now Dominic getting back to his feet. Santos Escobar could be nearing the end, though. He's got Mysterio up on his shoulders and drives him down into the mat. Santos Escobar not looking to put away Dominic, though. He could have got the 1, 2, 3 here, but what is Santos thinking? He's going outside the ring now, and he's looking underneath the ring, and it looks like he's going to bring in a steel chair into the ring. This is not a no disqualification match. This is an illegal weapon in this contest. And Santos with a chair in hand is going to lay into Dominic Mysterio. This match is being thrown out by disqualification, but I don't think Santos cares. He's looking to send a message to the Mysterios. He continues to that chair on Dominic, but Dominic trying to fight back. But Santos is there to cut him off and then takes out the left knee. This match is over. It's been thrown out, but Santos looking to continue his statement. He's got the chair again right into the ribcage of Dominic, but wait a second. The music has hit. It is Rey Mysterio is live here in San Diego. The crowd has erupted for the San Diego native. He's looking to prevail and rescue his son, but just like last week, Santos Escobar wants nothing to do with both Mysterios here tonight. It's a role reversal as Rey saves Dominic, but the same Santos as he bails out of the ring and looks to continue just to take these underhanded shots at the Mysterio family. Well, Dominic was able to pick up the win by disqualification, but I bet he's feeling that one. Well, this next one, we're going to head over to the women's side of things with 2 women who took place in the Money in the Bank ladder match just 48 hours ago in what was a pretty brutal contest. Alexa Bliss makes her way to the ring first. She was a part of that ladder match. She was unsuccessful on that night as 6 women went at it for the briefcase. And we also, Alexa Bliss's night was not over after the contract. We saw backstage Nikki ASH tried to approach her former tag team partner Alexa Bliss, who's taken this dark side in recent years. And Nikki ASH, we know the superhero, tried to offer a handshake to Alexa Bliss. Bliss denied it. So very interesting development there between the 2 friends. We'll see if anything comes between that former friendship. But Alexa Bliss, who knows what she's really thinking as she gets ready for this matchup against new Miss Money in the Bank. The winner of last 48 hours contest is Becky Lynch, and there she is with the briefcase. Lynch is able to get out of her slump with the key to the future, the golden contract where she can cash in anytime she wants in the next year. So puts Bianca Belair and the Raw Women's Division on notice with that briefcase. Now the man holds the key to the division. Becky Lynch also was a part of that matchup 48 hours ago, so you know she's probably not at 100% either as she has to get ready for this contest. As it's one-on-one here, Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch. And we are ready to go as this one is also live. Both meet up in the center of the ring. We're going to talk about just the 48 hours ago match. I mean, you know, both competitors are not at 100% going into this one. As Becky Lynch with the early advantage and just looks to mock Alexa Bliss right out of the gate. As both superstars have had it up and down a couple of months. Bliss recently returned after WrestleMania, had a title shot versus Bianca Belair. She was unsuccessful, while also Lynch has also lost a title match or two to Bianca Belair. So both competitors have had shots at the gold. They just were unable to capitalize. The only difference now is Lynch does have that contract, while Alexa Bliss, you know, knocking off Becky Lynch tonight, who is virtually guaranteed to be a future women's champion again. Could do a lot for your stock, as there's that flip through double knees by Alexa Bliss. And she looks to drag Becky once again towards the center of the ring. Goes for the cover now here on Lynch. Gets one and gets a kick out at one. Well, Alexa Bliss has this dark personality. Nobody knows what she's thinking. She is very much all over the place, but she is very successful in the past. You know, former Raw Women's Champion, former SmackDown Women's Champion, the first woman to ever hold both of those titles, have a reign with each. So Alexa Bliss is very accomplished as a competitor. So you got to look past the personality. You can't let her get in with the mind games, as well as right now Becky Lynch has Bliss all tied up with the arms and then pulls him back. As Alexa Bliss Becky Lynch, excuse me, also a very accomplished performer, goes for that leg drop on Bliss, but she's able to roll out of the way and then just grabs Becky by the hair and just throws her halfway across the ring. It's not pretty, Alexa Bliss's offense that is, but it's always very effective. It's now just straight right hands to the face of Miss Money in the Bank and continues to stomp away. As also at Money in the Bank, Bianca Belair defended the Raw Women's Championship in a submission match against Bayley in what was a war of attrition. So Belair is still the Raw Women's Champion, and after that matchup, she's looking for her next challenger. We've seen Lynch, we've seen Bliss in the past. So the division, though, is wide open. So the winner of this match could put themselves in a foreseeable spot in the future and could potentially, down the line, be in line for a title shot. So we'll have to see which woman is able to step up to the plate and challenge the EST of WWE for that Raw Women's Championship. But meanwhile, in this match, out to the outside, both these competitors go as they continue to fight. Lynch now with a hold of Bliss as she thinks about what to do with her, and Bliss is going to capitalize on that complacency. And now Bliss going to try to tear apart the announce table. But we see the equipment starting to fly, so Bliss, I don't know what she has in mind here, but Lynch is going to try to put an end to that. She just whips Bliss as far away from the announce table as possible, and now just trying to create a little bit of space as she re-enters the ring, and Alexa Bliss will follow suit. So both have made it back into the center of the ring, and now Lynch has Bliss tied up and drops her. Nice move there by Becky to get the upper hand. As she looks to regain some momentum here in this contest and slow down this onslaught by Alexa Bliss. Targeting that right arm. You know, she could be centering up for that disarmer. There's 3 straight stomps to that right arm as Lynch, honing in on her target, now gets Bliss back to her feet and goes underneath again. And she's going to drop her again with a nice reverse DDT. The arm was hooked as well, so added pressure to that joint. And Lynch is just targeting the body of the smaller competitor. Now with a chin lock applied, knee into the back. Will Alexa Bliss tap out? No, she will not. She will slip through. But Lynch is there to cut her off right. She gets back to her feet and drops her with a manhandle slam. Lynch with the slam. This could to win. The match gets 2, but no, Bliss does get that left shoulder up. She shoots the good shoulder off of the mat. Lynch, though, lining her up for her next move. Could be thinking disarm her here, and she is. Can she get it locked in? Yes, she does. Alexa Bliss locked right in the disarmer. She is close to the ropes. I don't know if she can reach out, though. Lynch has her tied up, and Bliss has no choice but to tap out. And Becky Lynch gets the victory tonight over Alexa Bliss. Miss Money in the Bank is starting to put a roll together. Just a win 48 hours ago. Now a hard-fought win against Alexa Bliss. Lynch could also be the woman to beat in this division. She calls this her redemption story, and it's off to quite a good start now, and it's hard to argue that Lynch is starting to find her groove again. She celebrates her hard-fought victory over Alexa Bliss, and she gets ready to head towards the back. As Lynch, hold on a second, maybe having some second thoughts here. And she's going to come in and, oh, come on now. Just laying it into Alexa Bliss. Haven't you done enough? You won this matchup. No need for the post-match assault. Ref's trying to get her to stop this. Eventually, Lynch gives it up as she continues to celebrate her actions. But wait a second. Nikki ASH now has slid into the ring, coming to the defense of Bliss, and she stares down Miss Money in the Bank. Nikki ASH to the rescue? Well, now we get ready for our next contest. Before we get there, though, Seth freaking Rollins looks like he has a little bit to say. 2 days ago, I had a chance at the WWE Championship, and I lost. But it wasn't my fault. You see, at Money in the Bank, it was supposed to be me versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship with my best friend Kevin Owens in my corner at ringside. But Kevin wasn't there. Instead, he was at home nursing his injured ankle. I didn't have the proper time to strategize for Bobby Lashley, so it wasn't a fair fight. And then after the match, Bobby wants to stick his hand out to me? Nah, that ain't it, Chief. So next week, Kevin will be back here live on Monday Night Raw. So Bobby, I challenge you to a rematch. So Seth freaking Rollins has laid the challenge for next week, which will be made official. Bobby Lashley versus Seth freaking Rollins, the Money in the Bank rematch. But right now, we have a Raw Tag Team Championship match. And look who is accompanying Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin to the ring. That is MVP in the background. And he has played quite dividends in a short period of time for this tag team. At Money in the Bank, we saw Shelton Benjamin meet up with MVP backstage and have a conversation where they ended up shaking hands. And we have learned that the conversation led to MVP using his position as a manager and talking to Adam Pearce and getting this Raw Tag Team Championship match for Alexander and Benjamin. So MVP pulled some big strings for this tag team, and he's accompanying him to the ring. So I don't know what's up with MVP going back to the Alexander and Shelton Benjamin history. We know the Hurt Business history between them, but they have an opportunity tonight against these guys, the Raw Tag Team Champions, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, the Dirty Dogs, who have held those titles for a couple of months. They knocked off RK Bro to win those championships. We have not seen Randy Orton since that night. He's currently dealing with a back injury, and ever since then, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode have been the champs. And they got to notch another title defense here tonight. They had one just a week ago, so in the span of 7 days, they're defending these titles twice. But it's time for our main event, the Raw Tag Team Championships on the line, a title match to close out tonight's show. It's always exciting when we get a title match on free television. As we head down to the ring for the team, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, they are the challengers. And of course, the champions, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, the Dirty Dogs, as we look to keep their Raw Tag Team title reign alive. And they got to knock off the team of Alexander and Benjamin. Raw Tag Team Championships will be decided here in our main event of the evening. Respective teams will be Alexander starting off for his team, and it'll be Robert Roode starting off for the Dirty Dogs. And we are underway here. Main event here on Monday Night Raw, the Raw Tag Team Championships. MVP in the corner of Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. And just like we said a moment ago, MVP is the reason why this match has been taking place. He got Cedric and Shelton Benjamin this title match. Now, it's not to take anything away from Cedric and Shelton. They've looked pretty good in recent months. They've picked up a string of wins, have more wins than they do losses. So, are they worthy of this title shot? Yeah, I would say they're worthy. Are they the #1 contenders? I wouldn't necessarily go that far, but you know, it's not always about what you know, it's about who you know. And having MVP in your corner again could really pay dividends for this tag team. As now Cedric Alexander already back in the ring. Him and Shelton Benjamin making some quick tags here as they take it to Robert Roode, one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Dirty Dogs, who we mentioned ago, defeated RK Bro to win those titles a couple of months ago. As they look to notch another successful title defense, they had to defend the titles last week on Raw. They defeated Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio on that night. So they've had a couple of title defenses to their name. Having to defend the titles, though, on back-to-back weeks that could lead to a little bit of a work overload. As right now, Alexander and Benjamin have been all on the offense in this match. Frequent tags, controlling the pace, not letting Robert Roode to make it back to his corner, as there's another one of those split-legged splash down by Alexander, who now goes into the pinfall here on Roode and gets a 2 count, but Robert is able to power out. You see trying to make the long tag across the rope, or the long crawl across the ring to his partner in Dolph Ziggler, but Alexander not letting that happen, cutting off Robert Roode. And so driving back into his corner as they continue to control the pace, just stretching the arm of Robert Roode out across the ropes. This is perfect tag team offense. As they continue to control the pace with Robert Roode. Alexander and Benjamin have been teaming for quite some time. They were former Raw Tag Team Champions when they were a part of the Hurt Business. They've continued the tag team since that dominant stable. As now Alexander gets 2, but Dolph Ziggler sticks his nose into the ring, breaks up the count, keeps the match alive for his team as he takes down Alexander, just trying to get his team a little bit of an opening. Now lays it in to the legal band. He's got to be careful. The ref's going to start his count now, as he's going to have to get out of the ring before he gets disqualified. As Benjamin, he'll help him out as he dumps Dolph Ziggler over to the outside, but now Roode from behind with a hold of Benjamin. He'll do the same to Shelton. So the legal competitors once again back in the ring all alone, and Robert Roode's going to tell us how glorious he is. And when you're one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, it's hard to say no to that. As meanwhile on the outside, Ziggler has actually gone to the opponent's corner, and he's actually fighting Shelton Benjamin on the outside. So chaos around in this title match as Roode looks to get his first bit of sustained offense in this match. They're now isolated Alexander. You can see Ziggler done the damage to Benjamin on the outside. He's back in his turnbuckle. And Robert Roode's going to use this opening, and he's going to make a tag to Ziggler, who enters the fray. Legally, that is, for the first time in this match. Alexander cuts him off before he's able to get a little bit of offense in. Atomic drop down on the show-off. Ducks underneath and plant Ziggler face first into the mat with an STO. And Alexander will use this opening to make a tag to the Orangeburg, South Carolina, representing the Palmetto State. Shelton Benjamin, who's now the legal superstar. He's quickly going to climb to the top rope. What does he have in mind here on Ziggler? He's wanting Ziggler to get back to his feet. Roode, meanwhile, trying to knock Benjamin off of the top rope. He can't do it, and Shelton Benjamin connects with a blockbuster. Down goes Ziggler, and Benjamin again to the top rope, this time in the opposing team's corner. It doesn't seem like Benjamin cares, and Roode again tries to get him off the top rope. It does not work. Elbow drop connects, and now Alexander and Benjamin have the momentum again. Shelton picks up Ziggler and hangs him across the top rope, taking it to the tag champs. Ziggler rolls Benjamin over. There's that amateur background. Kent State versus Minnesota repping between these two. Now they're going to bring in the Canadian, Robert Roode. He's going to look to slow down the pace here. Robert Roode, very accomplished performer. Multi-time tag champ now with Dolph Ziggler, his tag mate, as well as a couple of others. So Robert Roode very well versed in the tag division. But right now, Shelton kick to the gut, double under, hook suplex. Nice toss there by Shelton Benjamin, the long-time veteran here in the WWE. It's always great to see Shelton Benjamin in action. He's now Roode again has the advantage. He's going to go quickly to the second rope. He's looking to line Shelton up, who's starting to get back to his feet, and he's going to hit a blockbuster of his own from the second rope. So the team's going tit for tat here. Roode tries to drag Shelton to the middle of the ring. He's going to go for a cover here, trying to retain the championships here. Gets one, but Alexander quickly is going to get in the ring and not let that happen, which will draw Dolph into the fray. And he's going to throw, actually, Alexander into his legal partner, so maybe a little bit of a mishap there. As Robert was trying to tell us how glorious he is, he didn't get the opportunity, so I doubt that's going to sit well with Roode. He's going to make the tag now to Ziggler. As Benjamin back to his feet. Dolph's there to cut him off, backs him into his own corner. Now Ziggler on the second rope, just going to rain down the shots on the forehead of Shelton Benjamin. More right hand shots. And Alexander is just going to watch on as Benjamin falls to the canvas. Try to make a quick tag there, but gets cut off by Ziggler. Benjamin's going to try to create an opening here. Backs up Dolph. Gets him up top now. Gorilla press right into the knee drop into the ribcage. Nice move there by Shelton Benjamin. As we've said, this is a tag team that's looked very good in recent weeks. MVP now in their corner, who has yet to get involved in this contest, but you always got to watch out for MVP. Not entirely sure what he has planned in mind. And we still don't really know why he's aligned himself again with this tag team. Why has MVP lent his services again to Shelton Alexander? What did they talk about at Money in the Bank that led to this opportunity just 48 hours after the pay-per-view? And Alexander has used this opportunity to tag back in the ring. It looks like he's just going to let Dolph Ziggler make the tag to Robert Roode. Not entirely sure if that's the wisest strategy, but nonetheless, Roode's going to come in the ring and try to make Cedric Alexander quickly pay. As he check a couple of chops in the corners, the trio, and drop Alexander to his seated position. Now a couple of stomps, boot right across the chin of Alexander as Robert Roode looking very good here. Going to get Alexander back to his feet. Alexander went for something, but Roode catches him with a kick to the gut and connects with a glorious DDT. This could be it to retain the championships, but Shelton is in to break up the pin. Robert Roode with the glorious DDT. Cedric tried to come in quickly and catch him with an offensive maneuver, but got caught. And now Roode is disposed of Benjamin. So now it's just Roode and Alexander. An opportunity for either man to take advantage here and potentially win this match. Right now, Robert with all the momentum. More strikes backs up Alexander, who's definitely on the heavy defensive. More strike combinations. Our uppercut drops Alexander. And Robert Roode's going to take this time again to tell us how glorious he is. He's not shy about it. Robert Roode thinks he's glorious. He even has it across his backside. And drops an elbow drop onto Alexander, who's in the ropes. So not in a good position as Robert. You have to think all this time he's wasting telling us how glorious he is. He could be doing some offense to Alexander, but right now taking it to both members of the tag team as he goes for Shelton Benjamin now, and once again tells us how glorious he is, and this time it's going to backfire. Alexander from behind, and now a kick to the midsection. That drops Roode, who's now going to be pinned by Alexander, but only gets a 1 count. As Shelton has rolled to the outside, Dolph Ziggler is still down as well. And another knee strike right to the forehead of Roode. Ziggler starting to make his way back to his feet. He's going to watch on as his partner just gets splashed down in the corner. And Alexander starting to feel himself. Roode in a very precarious predicament here. Alexander gets him back to his feet now from behind. Plants him face first into the mat. Alexander flips him over for the cover. Gets 1, gets 2. But Roode does shoot the left shoulder up. Keeps it alive for his team. But right now, Alexander has the momentum for his team. An elbow drop now on the champ. Another one on Robert Roode. And Alexander looking to target the midsection of one half of the tag champs. You know, you might be setting him up for that lumbar check. The double knees into the spine. And this could be it right here. Lining up Roode from behind. Speaking of lumbar check from behind, there it is. The lumbar check by Cedric Alexander. He's going to go for the pinfall here. Ziggler tries to get in the ring, but he's not going to get there in time. New champs, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin win the Raw Tag Team Championships. MVP gets them the match here tonight, and they cash in a big way. No pun intended on Money in the Bank just 2 days ago, but Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander are now your new Raw Tag Team Champions. What a shakeup this is going to mean to the Raw Tag Division, but congratulations to these two performers. We'll have to see what it means for these two, as well as their future partnership for MVP. How far can MVP take them if they truly are a cohesive unit? We just crowned new tag champs, but the night is not over. We still have this man, The Miz, who's going to make his way to the ring and welcome Logan Paul to Miz TV. Yes, another episode of Miz TV. The Miz and Logan Paul, we remember at WrestleMania, The Miz turned on Logan Paul after they were successful in a tag match. But we're hearing that The Miz actually wants to apologize to Logan Paul. Yes, The Miz going to apologize. I didn't think I'd ever say those words in the same sentence. The Miz is looking to reform this partnership, which is why he's invited this man to Miz TV. And there he is, the social media icon, Logan Paul, in a WWE ring for the first time since WrestleMania, live here in San Diego, California, representing the card across the chest. Logan Paul Very interested to see what he has to say to The Miz's proposition of reforming their most must-see tag team, as The Miz likes to call them, as I don't think Logan Paul has forgotten at WrestleMania being laid out by The Miz. So I'll have to see what Logan Paul has to say into The Miz as he gets ready to make his way in the ring for Miz TV. Now wait a second, The Miz with a shot to Logan Paul. He catches him by surprise right as soon as Logan Paul gets his jacket off. The Miz, I don't think he's interested in a tag team as he lands a skull-crushing finale on Logan Paul. This was an ambush from the start, a premeditated attack. The Miz attacking Logan Paul in his return to Monday Night Raw. Logan Paul had no idea this was coming, and now again The Miz from behind, a second skull-crushing finale, lays out Logan Paul to end tonight's show. Well, we're going to have to see what's going to happen next between these two superstars, but that's all we have for you guys tonight on Monday Night Raw. But the action and the fallout from Money in the Bank is going to continue on SmackDown. Mr. Money in the Bank, Drew McIntyre, has something he wants to say to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. I can only imagine what the new Mr. Money in the Bank has in mind. You'll have to stay tuned on SmackDown for it. But before we get to SmackDown, we actually have a very special edition of NXT coming to you guys tomorrow on Tuesday. Is this the NXT The Great American Bash special episode? We'll see 5 great matches here and 2 championship matches. So we're going to quickly run through the card. The first match will be a fatal 4-way match where the winner will become the #1 contender to the NXT Championship. Will it be Duke Hudson, JD McDonough, who's making his first appearance in NXT, Von Wagner, or the Don himself, Tony D'Angelo? One superstar can win and become the new #1 contender. Also, tag action champions team up. It's going to be the North American champion Cameron Grimes teaming up with the European champion Carmelo Hayes to take on the team of Grayson Waller and Noam Dar. These 4 men have become intertwined in recent weeks. Hayes and Grimes will try to put their rivalry aside to knock off Waller and Dar. And then we have 6-woman tag action. Indy Hartwell is the next one to lead and try to take off Toxic Attraction. Hartwell will team with Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade to take on the champs Mandy Rose, JC Jane, and Gigi Dolan. Toxic Attraction. And Indy Hartwell finally shut up Toxic. And then one of our first 2 championship matches is a triple threat tornado tag match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Imperium will defend against the Creed brothers and also Roderick Strong and West 3. These 3 teams, plenty of bad blood between them, but only one team can walk out NXT Tag Team Champions. And then the main event, it's a huge one. The newest Raw superstar who made his Raw debut at Money in the Bank, Braun Breaker, will defend the NXT Championship against Gunther. It's a clash of the Titans, and it's only live on NXT's The Great American Bash. I look forward to seeing you guys there. If you missed Money in the Bank one more time, I recommend going to check it out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Universe Mode content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.